Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, creatures of all ages, and whatever else people are calling themselves these days, welcome back to the Civilian Armory. The Peltor Sport Tactical 500 ear protection, digital ear protection. Let's talk about them. But first, let's talk about theory and usage. As a person with tinnitus, and if you don't know what tinnitus means that I hear this noise in my head basically all the time. Right? Safety's not exciting. Safety's not, sexy and appealing and so on and so forth. Let me give you my thoughts on it, though. You can look freaking cool with like a big stupid scar from something dumb that you did, but you will never, ever, really ever look cool going, huh? What'd you say? So, right, protect your ears. Protect your ears with something. If you watch through this video and at the end of it you're like, you're fat and stupid and you don't know what you're talking about, cool. Protect your ears with something, though, right? So, let's get down to it. These are digital electronic hearing protection. They have a noise reduction rating of 26, which is pretty high, middle of the road for the industry for what muffs tend to do for you, specifically electronic muffs. When you start getting into electronic muffs, what they do, and it's very interesting, they amplify ambient noise. They have a processor in here. They amplify the ambient noise around you, so other things going on around you, you can actually hear them arguably better. I know I do. Sort of like how the game ear used to work back in the day. I don't know if that's even still a thing. But you can turn your ambient noise up or down with these two digital buttons on the side. Works very good. You can turn it down to almost zero ambient noise, and when you do that, it's basically just like a regular non-digital earmuff. But you can turn it up and amplify ambient noise quite a bit, to the extent that I can hear pretty well. The 500 model also has Bluetooth connectivity, which means you can hook this up to your phone. Anything that'll hook to a Bluetooth device, right? This basically acts as a Bluetooth speaker, right? I'm not super tech savvy, so there might be several other things out there that you can also hook to these. I know they hook to both my phones, my personal phone and my work phone, just fine. And then once it remembers it, all you've got to do is hit the Bluetooth button, and it'll pick up your phone and it'll start playing music for you. Pretty cool. You've got an auto power off feature. I think it's 3.5 hours. It'll auto power off. Peltor has stated that the expected battery life on these is between 40 and 90 hours. And that it really does just come down to what you're doing with them. I listen to music on them quite a bit, so maybe I don't get as great of battery life as some people maybe do. But I couldn't tell you that I think that they're, just super, super high drain or anything. It's a respectable battery life. You have, they're not quite like the gel cups, but they're close, right? They're pretty cushy. As far as the actual cushion part around your ear goes. It's a nice, generous ear box. I've got pretty big ears on me. I look like Dumbo. But, they're comfortable to wear. This portion here is very soft. It's got a mesh on the inside to help, keep any moisture from going in there. I have trained with these quite a bit in the rain. Never had any problems with them. I don't see that they are listed as waterproof, but like I say, I've trained quite a bit in the rain with them and haven't had any trouble. Down here, you do have a auxiliary port. Try to get that in the light. You do have a 3.5 millimeter auxiliary jack and also a micro USB as well to hook to your devices if you're not a Bluetooth person. I find the Bluetooth to work just fine. The head strap maybe leaves just a little to be desired. Some people who are not hat wearers have complained that it's rubber instead of padded. I wear a hat almost all the time, so it doesn't bother me. But that just, I mean, it is something to note. I know specifically, people who are bald or balding, that might get kind of grabby on your head. They've been real durable. We did find out that if you toss these, 60 yards to a friend and your toss is 5 yards short and your friend doesn't catch them, that these little plastic bits here, you'll notice that this one looks different than this one, but just barely. Those can break. Not a huge deal. They're you can buy them. They are pretty cheap. It's like $2, I think, for that, to replace that when it broke. But again, it got launched 60 yards and hit the ground. So I wouldn't call that a fault of the earmuffs themselves. They run on AA batteries. So you've got your power on button here. You hold that down for 3 seconds.
Power on.
And she comes on there and she'll tell you power on, and then you can
Bluetooth connected.
see it's already paired to my phone. You can turn your volume up on your ambient noise, and when you get to the top, it'll kind of give you an extra beep to let you know that's as high as it goes. Same thing when you get to the bottom, it'll give you a beep. So, that's the features on it. Like I say, it runs on AA batteries. I have a hard time getting that little thing open sometimes because I generally don't keep my fingernails very long. So to have a multi-tool or a little pocket knife or something on you to help pop that open is pretty handy. And you should be carrying that kind of stuff all the time. It's a captured little cap. It's got a little dongle thing that holds it on there. Battery compartment, to my knowledge, is not watertight, but like I say, under normal usage, training in the rain, etc., I've had no trouble with them at all. They've just been good, solid ear pro. Right now, I checked it just before I got on here and started making this video. You can buy these from the Peltor store on Amazon for $108.99. And that is a little stiff, right? $111. I mean, that's not free, but, your guns aren't cheap either. So, right, invest a little bit of money in your hearing protection, right, is my advice to anybody. Hearing damage is cumulative, so any little bit of damage to your hearing that you haven't even necessarily noticed, future damage builds on top of that old damage, right? So a lifetime of being around loud stuff, you'll end up with damage. Both my eardrums are perforated, which is how I ended up with tinnitus. It's pretty cool. There's not a tremendous amount that they can do to fix that for me. So, just a thing. If $110 is a little more than you're looking to spend, you can, from the Peltor store, you can get the Tactical Sport 300 model for $78.99. And the only difference, I have had both pairs. The only difference is that the 300 model does not have the Bluetooth capability. That's the only difference. Other than that, they're the same. They've got the same NRR rating. They look the same. They sound the same. I can't recommend these enough. I do have a couple of other pairs by some other brands that I'm going to, test and try and check out. I've kind of come to the point where me personally, I think your best bet is to store Ear Pro with every rifle. So these sit on the stock, snugged to the stock of my home defense rifle. I have another rifle that stays in my car all the time, and there's another pair of Ear Pro, different brand that I'm still testing that I'm not ready to review yet, that live with that rifle. And then I keep ear plugs literally everywhere. Seriously, from the perspective of a person with kind of serious hearing damage that can't really be fixed, man, guys, protect your hearing. Even if it's just, basic earplugs that are, 30 cents that the little ones with the lanyard that are rubber that you just stick in your ears. Even if it's just that, protect your hearing. And if good quality Ear Pro is in your budget, I would certainly recommend these to you. If not, there are several other options that are a little cheaper. You've got the Tactical 300 for, like I say, about $30 cheaper. They make a Tactical 100, which is a little different. It's not digital. You can even get just regular earmuffs, right? Just regular shooting muffs that are not electronic at all, and you can get those in the vicinity of $20. Whatever you do, guys, be safe, protect your hearing. Thanks for watching.